In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the Geek Bros.
Yes. Keeping the Geek Bros podcast special, very mini special. I'm your host, ViBE, and with me is my fellow Geek Bro,
Darth Flexx.
Darth Flexx in the building. Look, full disclosure, guys. I made a kerfuffle. I goofed up. If you want to get adult, I fucked up. Our last recording, we actually did back to back. One, I want to apologize for missing 1 week. The last week prior because I forget the reason why we couldn't make it, but we did actually make it up. We recorded episode 81 and 82, and like before, both gentlemen came over to the studio. It was great. It actually was the return of the special mixed drinks by Tipsy Bartender, or inspired by Tipsy Bartender, that I used to do, and it was a really good 2 episodes. However, in the, I guess, the hustle and bustle of trying to get the episode working, and of course Flex and I did a quick unboxing and then had to do the mixed drinks. I literally forgot to press the on button for the mic, so I have 3.5 hours of raw footage with no sound, and you could imagine how I felt when I played it and the guys are still here, and I almost passed out. So we were planning on re-recording it this week, but schedule is that's 3 hours, so we're gonna wait. So instead, just so we have something put out, we're actually gonna do a special. So we're just gonna discuss 2 topics. It's gonna be Darth Flexx and I, and we may have 1 or 2 specials. And then I promise next week you'll get episode 81 and 82, and then we'll carry on going forward from there as we count down to our 100th episode. So, Flex, what are we talking about?
Well, from my part,
yes,
we're gonna revisit The Last Jedi.
All right, and for my part, we're going to actually discuss. I found a quick article. Disney is now actively trying to get you to cancel Netflix. So, and I like what I'm reading, so we're going to discuss that. So let's do The Last Jedi first. Take it away, Flexi.
Okay, so aside from Garbanzo, I think I've been the more reasonable advocate for Star Wars films, regardless of how well they do in the box office. I mean, I think we can all agree to that.
Yeah.
Because I think I give pretty good reason is I don't look it through the eyes of someone who's judging writing or filmmaking or whatever it is you people do. And by you people,
what do you mean by you people? Huh?
Yeah. While Garbanzo goes a little bit too deep into it, that I purely enjoy it as entertainment. Obviously, the original Star Wars films were a lot more than that. The more current ones, the more recent ones. Oh, actually, I really did enjoy The Force Awakens, but that's neither here nor there. Now, The Last Jedi. When it first came out, I defended it. I said it was great, this and that. As time went by, I saw it a couple more times, started to realize, all right, there's a lot of things that could have been done better. I'm glad we still got the movie, but, I mean, they could have definitely done a lot better. So I would like to discuss, and this isn't an argument, it's just discussions. Because, I mean, I know exactly how ViBE feels. And I can't relate because I honestly do not have the expertise or the eyes that ViBE has for films.
But it's not expertise or eyes. Anybody can recognize bad storytelling.
Okay, yeah. But I'm just saying a lot of your reasoning for not just Star Wars, but any other stuff is based on editing and all this other bullshit that it's not that I don't understand, it's just not something that I'm going to comment on because I really can't really tell you the difference, nor does it bother me.
No, I agree, but I mean, my main issue with The Last Jedi is the story, is the narrative.
That's why I'm revisiting it, because discuss it, not discuss, whatever.
I mean, I still stand firm. That was one of the most beautiful looking movies ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a beautiful looking movie. It was shot really, really, really well.
Yeah, it's not as beautiful as Dark Crystal was the Edge of Resistance.
Well, Dark Crystal is not a movie. Dark Crystal is the most beautiful series ever. Watch the review that we recorded.
But okay, so here's one thing that I'm just gonna go ahead and say the things that bother me about the
Okay.
Last Jedi. Specifically with Ben or Kylo Ren. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more. I mean, for the love of God, I hope the Rise of Skywalker does it. But I wish we got a little bit more about his actual Jedi trials or training or whatever. And so on, not just those few snippets of, him and Luke getting at it. I wish I would have seen the Knights of Ren. I wish there would have been a much better flashback explaining, because what I'm seeing from The Last Jedi, or just Star Wars in general, like the theme I'm seeing is what Luke said about his father. There is good in him. The Last Jedi had a very great opportunity to show us the good that was or is in Ben. Don't you agree?
But I think they did though. When he was about to blow up Leia, he hesitated and he didn't.
Yeah,
and he
but
wasn't going to. And
so
I think that's what showed. I can't believe I'm defending The Last Jedi.
no,
Carry
but
on.
I understand. But look, for example, Darth Vader. We saw Luke's telling us, whatever, good at him, this and that. And this is one thing we're not going to get. We're not going to get the Phantom Menace's version of Anakin's good and innocence. We're not going to get that with Ben Solo. I highly doubt we're going to get that.
In a book, maybe. Hopefully.
The Last Jedi had a very good opportunity to at least put 30 minutes into it of Ben's development through, the ways of the Jedi. I think we could have seen something nice that would say, oh yeah, I hope he turns to the light side, or yes, there is good in him. And because goddamn, the Force Awakens, it gave you that slight moment until he stabbed Han Solo. But
yeah, it kind of did.
I think The Last Jedi should have touched more on Ben's time with Luke.
Well, you're assuming that he's gonna have a redemption arc, and they may surprise us. They may not give him a redemption arc, so there's no point of seeing the good. Maybe he really is just lost.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying the theme, like what I'm feeling from this is like, all right, there's good in him, and Rey's there's just bad in Rey.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in seeing any backstory on Rey. I'm more interested in seeing she's a badass character, but she's really nobody that I have any connection with. I have a connection to the Skywalker family. I would have liked to have seen more in The Last Jedi of, Ben, a Skywalker, coming to this path where he's at now. Which I hope, the Rise of Skywalker does do that. So that's one thing. I think they could have done more with Ben's time in Jedi training. This is the most obvious one, is when it begins, Luke just throwing the lightsaber, over his shoulder. Like, this is not me. Again, like I said, I'm not into, like, I like writing, but not script writing. Mm-hmm. But me, one who's oblivious about it, can obviously tell that's lazy or bad writing. Like, are you trying to be funny? Because if you are,
it failed. Yeah,
not the time or place, bro.
No, like, you're right. You're actually that's a good phrase. There's a time and place for everything, and that was not the time for a joke.
Exactly. For example, Luke drinking the green milk from the siren. Yes, appropriate. Not a terrible idea.
Oh, okay.
Because it kind of gave you the reality of, oh, he's a hermit, he's a nomad. This is how he lives. But it was also slightly comical in the sense like, oh, well, yes, this is how most nomad lives in real life, but it's like, oh yeah, he's drinking milk. So to me that was appropriate.
He needs some milk.
Okay. So I think that lightsaber should have meant a lot, a whole lot more to Luke than just over the shoulder throw. And I know you can agree with this.
Oh, absolutely.
I know the celebration in Orlando, Ryan Johnson was handing out cupcakes and cookies to people waiting in line. I wish I would have been there so I can eat one and spit in his face. But that was before we saw The Last Jedi, though, so I guess I couldn't have done that.
No, you would listen. At that time in Orlando, we were on board. I mean, we were on board. Like, even when he was like, even the trailer had a little subversion when Luke is like, it's time for the Jedi to end. I was still jacked up for this one. I was like, ooh, what's going on? Like, I was pretty good with it. So, I just didn't know how far they're gonna go with it. But we were still on board in Orlando, pretty sure. Smoothies in hand, we were on board.
All right. Another thing is the ending. I, specifically, Luke's ending. Because I mean, the actual ending on Crate that wasn't too terrible. You know. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay. Da 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 da. Hey. Da 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 da. Hey.
I'm back.
Da 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 da.
All
No,
right.
no dead air.
So,
no dead air.
specifically, Luke's ending. It was like so. His competition with Kylo was pretty badass, and it looked great. I liked the way it was filmed. I liked the visuals. It was cool. I just don't like the way they just dismiss such an important character. Pretty much, a character that the whole saga is based around, in my opinion. If you look at the prophecy, not in the sense of characters in it, but the prophecy pretty much revolved around Luke Skywalker. You thought it was his father, but his father was to give birth to that prophecy, which was or is Luke Skywalker.
Right.
I think they could have done a little bit better as far as. I'm not against them dispatching Luke Skywalker. I'm just against the way they did it. He died alone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some may say he didn't because he was with the Force. Okay, and he saw his sister, which beautiful scene, by the way. He died alone. It was. You know how, like in Norse mythology, when a Viking warrior dies outside of battle, he's destined to go to hell because
Right.
he died the wrong way. That's what I feel happened to Luke.
Oh, but but didn't Yoda kind of die without being a warrior either? He kind of just died by himself as a hermit on Dagobah. And the difference is that he didn't project himself. He never left and never came back. He only, he trained and he died. So in reality, if you want to say it like that, Luke did more just before
Well,
he died
but
than Yoda did.
and this is just speculation, but Yoda served a huge purpose. He
Correct.
did. What purpose did Luke serve after the Return of the Jedi that we have been able to see? He
Well,
started.
he
He
was a
started the
catalyst for
new.
the. Mhm.
He started the new Jedi Temple. Failed.
Yeah. Well, he was a
Um,
catalyst for the rise of Kylo Ren. You know.
yeah, but again, I mean, maybe if they would have shown it, they would have shown more of that.
Well, they showed it. He lit up his green lightsaber and thought about it ever so briefly.
Yeah, but that's me. Like when I watched You Sleep in Celebration, I thought about it, but I didn't.
Which
You know,
one, Orlando or Chicago?
both. Like when you were snoring really loud, and I just like, man, I should just put a pillow over his face right now.
You couldn't kill me. I was the one feeding you guys at night.
Yeah, I'm not dumb.
That's how. That's how I maintain my safety. Make sure that I'm indispensable to the group.
Okay, so but specifically to my point is, what did Luke's death serve
Uh,
other than pissing off Kylo, which really is not a purpose? At least Yoda died.
mhm.
He died, kind of acknowledging to Luke that your training is complete.
Right.
The way of the Jedi will live and die with you.
Mhm. Well, I mean, and I'm not saying it was conveyed properly. From what the Last Jedi presented, Luke's death, i.e., him projecting himself across the universe, was the spark needed to relight the rebellion, to relight the hope that they can take back the universe or the galaxy from the First Order. Because you remember at the end of the movie, kids all the way on Casino Planet are telling the story. I don't know how the story got out, but just are telling the story of how Luke Skywalker, faced down the First Order and saved the rebellion. So his death was meant to be a catalyst for hope. I just don't think it was conveyed very well. It
I'm going to
wasn't
give
presented.
you 3 things that were a much better catalyst for hope. Okay.
Okay.
One, with Holdel destroying that Juggernaut or whatever it was.
Right.
Okay. That not necessarily the scene, but just the image of Rey lifting the rocks so the rebels can get out. I mean
Okay.
that's hope where there was none.
You're right.
That is hope where it was completely lost because they didn't have a way to move that. But then it starts moving and you see light and you see Rey and the Millennium Falcon. That's hope.
Okay.
Let's see. And Rose Tico's line, is
About
that, fuck, I can't quote it, but is we do this. So something to the lines of, we don't fight to fight, we fight for the
oh you
ones
mean
we love.
you mean oh man, we don't. That's not what we do. We don't sacrifice our life. We fight for the one we love. Something like that. Yeah, it was about not
Yes,
sacrificing your life, but fighting
yes.
for the ones we love, or living for the ones we love. Some sentimental bullcrap like that. I just think all I remember is that she kisses him and the door blows up, and I think that's just the funniest thing ever.
But
So
that was a much better message.
I guess sort of. I just don't think, again, it wasn't conveyed properly. You don't sit there and say, no, we don't. We stay alive for the ones that we love, and just as you say that, the first order blows a hole in the base, is about to kick the crap out of the people that you care about. I don't know. The messages in this movie weren't conveyed properly, or they weren't represented properly in the visuals that they were showing. It was crazy. Like the ending of the movie didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So, the rebels or the resistance, whatever you want to call them, they lost. So why are they smiling on the Millennium Falcon as the Millennium Falcon blasts off? There's nothing to be smiling about. Everybody should be staring. Everybody should be sitting down like this. And the music should be like somber and sad. Not even bittersweet, but it should literally be like.
But that's what the spark of rebellion is. Look, man.
What?
Once you defeat the enemy within, the enemy on the outside can do you no harm.
What was the enemy within? Who was the enemy within that they defeated?
Them accepting defeat, that's the enemy within.
I guess, but I don't think anybody would react the way they reacted on the ship. At least not everybody's a collective group, smiling and talking and like it's like a little party when literally 200 of you guys were left, and you probably 20 or 30 of you guys now on this ship. I don't think everybody would have been like, okay, yeah, we accepted defeat. Let's figure things out. No, somebody's gonna be sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? We are screwed. We've been abandoned by our allies. We've been utterly defeated. We have nothing. We're in one ship, and it's an old ship. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. That ending was a nightmare.
Yeah, but that's all I got to say about The Last Jedi.
Okay, cool. Last Jedi Revetto. I mean, we're gonna have to do this again because the Force Awakens. Sorry, the Force Awakens. The Rise of Skywalker is coming soon. 2 months. And I'm wearing my JJ approved Scully or hat, whatever they call it, beanie. Which I actually really like this thing. I wear this a lot, as you guys have been told if you're watching the video recaps. I really like it. I think it makes my face look nice and round. But look forward to that. We are gonna have to do whether it's a Geek Bros or a Smoothie Talk, a real revisited where we actually watch the movie again and do like an audio commentary to it and then re-review it, and I guess how it leads and how it may or may not lead into Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So look forward to that, guys. It'll be fun. All right, we're gonna move on to our second and last topic. Disney is now actively trying to get you to cancel Netflix. This article comes from yahoo.com/lifestyle. Netflix has a real contender. Netflix has been a real contender for a long time, but it looks like Disney aims to rival and eventually eclipse the longtime streaming juggernaut with its own streaming service, Disney Plus, launching November 12th. Excited. And Mickey and company are pulling out all the stops. The Wall Street Journal reports that Disney is banning all Netflix advertisements from its TV networks for audiences. This means that you will not be seeing any Stranger Things trailers on ABC or any BoJack Horseman promos on ESPN. Disney originally told its employees that the policy would apply to all competing streaming services, but eventually scaled it back to only Netflix, the biggest player in what feels like the only corner of the entertainment industry that has yet to be dominated. So Disney's aggressive acquisition were arguably the beginning of this strategy. Both Star Wars and Marvel are franchises that have a lot of appeal for kids, known qualities that can reliably attract eyeballs, and both are acquired by Disney. Taking their content away from Netflix was a natural move to consolidate power, as well as subsequently putting every Star Wars and Marvel movie on Disney Plus. So, with that being said, is this a dirtbag move? I think it is. Absolutely a dirtbag move. But I mean, why does Disney feel like it has to dominate that market? Why can't they share it? That's what I don't understand. It's why do they have to? Why do they feel like they need to own everything and be in control of everything? I know the brand is powerful. I know the brand is key, but if you're going to be doing Disney, why can't you just be a streaming service for Disney? That's it. Why can't you be a Disney streaming service? ABC's service, not ABC, CBS's service is not trying to kill Netflix. They're trying to say, okay, well, this is our CBS service. HBO, this is our HBO service. Nobody ever did a streaming service saying we're here to take over Netflix. No, they're saying, listen, we may not put our stuff on Netflix anymore, but here's our unique corner of it. Why can't Disney have its own unique corner? Disney and Disney stuff only. And if you want Disney, you go there. But if you want anything else, Netflix is right here. What do you think? What do you think about their strategy? And do you think that it's possible to defeat Netflix?
It's tough. I absolutely agree. It is a dirtbag move. Like, come on, man. Like, what more do you need, Disney?
That's what I'm saying.
What more? So, wasn't Walter Disney a Nazi sympathizer?
I don't know if he's a Nazi sympathizer. I know they claim he didn't like Jews. He didn't like Jewish people. He hated Jews. So
it seems like Disney is trying to be the master race of entertainment.
That's what I'm saying. It's a conglomerate, but it's trying to have a monopoly over entertainment, and that is why I'm. It seems like I'm one of the few that when they got a hold of Fox, that I and Lucas. Well, no, Fox. Lucasfilms I was kind of okay with because it means more Star Wars. When they took Fox, I panicked. I said, "Holy crap! No! Why would you want to consolidate all your entertainment coming from one conglomerate where they can control the narrative, where they can stifle creativity? Why would you want that?" So, as I hear that they're trying to take on Netflix and crush Netflix, I'm like, why would you want this? Some good stuff come out of Netflix. I mean, Dark Crystal came out of Netflix. I don't think Disney would have greenlit that. At least not the way it was. There's no way that could have come out of Disney. Absolutely not. So, I don't know. I think it's the stupidest thing they could do by making their business model. Let's take over Netflix. There's no way, because Netflix has a much broader range for the audiences, both family friendly and R-rated. So I don't see how Disney thinks they're going to be able to compete. Well, not compete, but rival them specifically when Disney has its own family friendly model. We don't want cookie cutter stuff. We don't want Disney. You know what I'm trying to say? Disney Plus will not have any of that R-rated stuff. Or heavy hardcore PG-13. You're not going to see a Dark Crystal level work from Disney Plus. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to take on or rival Netflix?
Rival them, yes. To shut them down completely, I think not, but I could be wrong. I mean, there's a lot of things Disney won't be able to touch. Right. For example, comedy specials.
Exactly.
I think right now Netflix is killing it with comedy specials. Netflix originals are surprisingly good, man. Yeah. And like all your vulgar, lewd, and offensive cartoons are gonna be on Netflix. Yeah. You're not gonna find that on Disney. I mean, and you're right, Disney's taking everything. I mean, they have the UFC now.
Oh God, how? Why?
Well, because Disney owns ESPN.
Right.
ESPN is exclusive streamer of UFC, football, soccer, boxing, a bunch of shit.
Oh, they're gonna put gloves on your UFC fighters.
They already have gloves.
No, they don't. They have gloves when they're punching each other in the hands.
Yeah, they wear small gloves.
Oh, no, I mean like real gloves, like soccer boppers. Soccer boppers.
Oh no, no. But yeah, it's crazy. I think without Disney, Netflix is kind of hurting on its own. I mean, I've heard a couple things, but it's just from what I hear. I don't know enough about it to really.
See, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people said I'm getting Netflix because I want Disney stuff. I never attributed. I mean, yeah, they have a few things there. They have some Star Wars, some Marvel, some other Disney things, but Disney makes up 1% maybe of their content. I think. I don't think. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, Disney stuff is very important, and yeah, you want to run Netflix to when their Disney stuff go for streaming, but I honestly don't see how pulling Disney content or knowing that you can't get Disney content anymore on Netflix is just grounds for termination. Oh, I can't get Disney anymore. Well, I don't need Netflix. Who really decided to get Netflix just for Disney content? That's what I'm trying to figure out. There's so much other content there, and Disney stuff really isn't and hasn't been, in my opinion, advertised that heavily on Netflix anyway. I mean, you just know it. Oh, even here's a great example. It was what when the Last Jedi dropped on Netflix. Okay, I had mentioned it to you guys. You're like, wait a minute, it's on Netflix. Oh my God, I want to stream it right now. You had no idea. So they don't announce. Oh, we got the latest Disney thing on Netflix. Come watch Netflix. You just happen to scroll on Netflix and you see, oh look, something new is there. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how really this is gonna hurt their bottom line. Is what I'm trying to say. What more likely was going to happen is what happened, with us. We're just going to end up adding Disney Plus to our streaming budget. That's it. We're not going to take away anything. I haven't taken away anything. I got Netflix, and then I got Hulu, and then I got Amazon Prime, and now I'm going to have Disney Plus. And every once in a while I have CBS All Access when Star Trek comes out. That's it. I haven't canceled one for the other yet. I've just been adding more streaming to my budget and now being more conscientious. So I don't see how it'll let's say here's where Netflix is. I personally foresee Disney only getting here. Only getting here. There's no way Netflix is ever going to have the original content necessary to drag Netflix down. They're not. Netflix gives a lot of support to independent creators, and they greenlight almost anything. And guess what? Now since Disney's going to become around, they're going to greenlight even more random stuff. You know what I'm saying? And what to expect from Disney. It's going to be at most PG-13. It's going to be family friendly for the most part, because that is their brand. With Netflix, you can go from family friendly to a hard R, and you're like, yeah, exactly. So Netflix is going to be fine. Netflix is just going to rely upon more. I think, honestly, Disney Plus's looming threat is exactly why Dark Crystal was greenlit. Is exactly why Netflix had to throw out something out there, very, very unique, very, very different. Say, hey, listen, we're not Disney. We still have a dog in this fight. That's exactly why I believe Dark Crystal was greenlit, just for that. They needed something different, and so Netflix, Disney being a rival or coming up as a threat is only going to help Netflix. It's going to make them push the envelope. It's going to make them do better. That's what I think.
I agree too, man. Like, I originally got Netflix to watch old animes because I started out with the DVD mail-in service before I went to streaming. And even now, like, you're not going to find all these Korean shows or Japanese shows or all these like weird foreign shows on Disney. They're all on Netflix. And I mean, still the content is great. The original content is, I think Netflix has some of the best original content in my opinion.
I agree.
If anybody's hurting, it's HBO. Because all they have is other people's shit. The only original stuff they have is their show, and their biggest show just ended.
You mean just tanked? But yeah.
It didn't tank. I mean, it's still a pretty successful fucking show.
Yeah.
But and now they're coming out with the prequel or some bullshit. But still, like, their biggest money maker. Yeah. I mean, Westworld is good, but the second season started to suck a little bit. What else? I mean, yeah. I mean, HBO has porn. I guess they got that going for it.
The softcore porn.
But Netflix has hardcore porn. You can absolutely get, if you go onto the DVD one, like you can get pirates and pirates too.
Oh, I mean, I know that porn. Netflix has 3 documentaries called After Porn, 1, 2, and 3. Those are actually pretty interesting.
You've seen them?
I watched the first one, not 2 and 3, because I'm never alone enough.
Is there nudity?
A little bit, but nothing crazy. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of stuff and more stuff. It's nothing to get aroused like that on, but it's interesting, to see what they do after porn and during porn, and how that there actually is production value to porn. No matter how amateur it looks or how simple the editing is, there actually is a crew. There is cutting. There's a director. I mean, I was like, what? So, it's impressive. But I agree. I think that Netflix is only going to be, there's some people do best under pressure, when it comes to projects or stuff like. And I think that Netflix is going to do fantastic. They're going to thrive under this pressure. They're going to thrive with content because they know now they need more quality stuff. They need more. They need more of everything. And I think they'll stop friggin' canceling the niche audiences. That's the thing. They have a niche audience, but they have different niche audiences. And because they have all these different little pockets of people that like certain things, that together, every little bit counts. Means a huge budget. I guarantee that yes, they'll have a drop. This is my prediction, my prediction. They'll have a huge drop. They'll start losing subscribers for a little bit once the hype of Disney Plus hits. But by early 2020, Disney Plus will flatline with subscribers, and Netflix will start gaining back those that they lost after the hype is gone from Disney Plus. And that's how I feel about it. Disney Plus is just gonna be a fad. It's going to be, yeah, it's a fad. It's gonna be a long lasting fad. It'll be a contender like Hulu, but once the dust settles, people are gonna realize that Disney is only for a certain sect of people.
Exactly.
And they're going to go right back to Netflix. Netflix is just going to go right back up again. They're going to become the status quo again.
Let's be real. If it wasn't for the new hot Star Wars content coming out for Disney Plus, I absolutely would not get it. There's nothing outside of The Mandalorian, The Clone Wars, and Kenobi that interests me in Disney Plus.
I agree. I'm getting it for The Mandalorian, The Clone Wars, and for which one of the Marvels. Which one did I want? Which one was I curious about?
Loki?
No, I couldn't give two shits. Oh no, the WandaVision. Because WandaVision sounds funny as hell. It sounds interesting. Just the concept of it, a sitcom kind of comedy kind of look at the MCU. I thought it's different. They need something different. But that was about it. So if they didn't have that, I wouldn't. And the only reason why I'm going to keep my subscription is because those suckers are doing it weekly and not dropping it like Netflix, which is a smart business model. So smart, you freaking pricks. So, any other final words about the Disney nonsense and Plus versus Flix, Plus versus X? Yes, I'm gonna call it Plus versus X.
I'm gonna get it, but it doesn't change anything about Netflix for me.
Yeah, exactly. Netflix is still gonna be the top for me. It's still gonna be my first to go thing.
And let's be honest, how many people actually really pay for their own Netflix account?
That is true. I think I've got like 2 people on mine, and I don't really care because I barely watch it, and my offering, they don't watch it at all. All right, well, I guess that's it for our Keepin' Up the Geek Bros. Oh my God, I messed up the audio special.
Are we still gonna do voiceovers for that footage though?
How?
Listen,
I'm still gonna use the footage.
This is what we do. We'll take not the whole thing, just certain clips. I'll do your voiceover, and then I'll do Bonso's voiceover. And then we'll go back to it, and then we'll switch. We'll do each other's voiceovers.
Okay, this is what I'll do. I before next Wednesday, assuming we're all meeting together again at the house to record, I'm going to have certain clips available, and those clips will be what we can use as voiceover. We can throw it in the next episode. But all I was going to use was the clips of us drinking those drinks as I'm talking about it, because whatever. Yeah. But yeah, we can do that. We can do our own.
All I want to do is badly dub you and Garbanzo. Honestly,
bad dubs. We're calling
I'm gonna say some real positive shit about The Last Jedi. I'm gonna talk about vaping being gay and shit.
That's hilarious. Well, we should do it. You guys tune in next week for episode 81 and 82, the re-records, and then of course the video recaps will be up, and the video recaps will be a mess. I cannot wait. And but before we go, Flex, you can just tell the people how to find us, if you can memorize it by heart.
So people could find us on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. You can email us, send us news at geekbros with a 0 at yahoo.com. Now, to see all the cool stuff we post on Facebook and up to date articles, whether it's fake news or real news, you can check us out on facebook.com/geekbros with a 0. And then the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place!
WeBeGeeksPC.com. Now, if you want to see this incredibly lonely, sad sack of milk chocolate and expired Egyptian cinnamon, you can check us out on youtube.com/ViBE Studios. That's ViBEREVSTUDIOS.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yes, and ViBE Studios has more than just Geek Bros. It has a lot more podcasts that we produce. We have original recipe episodes of Geek Bros, which are coming back soon. Finally, we've got an unboxing coming up soon with Darth Flexx and I. a retro version. So there's plenty coming out now. We're really ramping it back up, and so just in time for 2020 when 2020 hits, so we can do our thing again. So you should check us out, follow us, comment, send things, and talk to us. So that's it for Keeping the Geek Bros. Oh my god, I messed up the audio special. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, geeking out still sounds this good when there's audio.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.